I only watched The Tunnel this morning. I thought it was great fun. Maybe fun's not the right word, but I was sitting there shouting at the telly. It was good. I'm gonna, obviously I haven't got too long today, so I'll just get started. But I'm just going to begin by asking, I know obviously it's going back a few years now, but what was it when you first got this screenplay and you first read the character of Stein that made you think, right, this is a project I have to be a part of?
Yeah, first of all, I mean, it's always fun for actors to do this kind of action movie. It's a dream for me from when I was a kid to be in a film like this. But the main thing for me when I read the script was the relation between the father and the daughter, and just it's like inside an action movie like this, that you also have this story about a father and a daughter who's kind of lost their emotional contact, and through this crisis, comes out of their own tunnel, their own problems, and meet again, on the other side. And so I having children myself, that was really like the emotional aspect of this movie for me, which
Because I was going to say, I mean, the film obviously feels claustrophobic. Obviously, that's the kind of part of the whole point to it, is they're stuck in this tunnel. But I know you guys shot on location, so that must have been so much easier to I don't know, to find yourself emotionally kind of able to get into the character, I suppose, when I guess you could share that feeling of being trapped in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. We were trapped. So this was this 3-kilometer long tunnel, and so and the car crashes, the action sequences, everything was in there. So we knew if something happened, it was like a 5-minute drive to get out. So it was for real, and in the darkness and the dripping of the moist inside the tunnel, and it's cold, and so all of that just added on, and it makes it a lot easier to act, because it's there, it's real, the smell, everything. So yeah, that was really good, and why it feels so claustrophobic, I think, because it was.
How does it feel going through tunnels now? Do you, every time you're about to go into a tunnel, do you have to take a kind of sharp intake of breath?
No. People have asked me that if I'm more afraid. I'm actually not more afraid. There's a few things that I kind of maybe picked up and learned if anything goes wrong, but and honestly, if something like big like that goes wrong, it's not that much you can do. But no, but the respect that I have for the firemen and the rescue people that really go in there when it's for real, it's just that has really grown in me doing this film, and through all the research that I did before this movie. I worked a lot with the different fire departments in Norway, and going with them into their training facility, going in with fire and with smoke, and working with them just to get the feel. I was just, the work they do and the physical aspect of it is just really, really impressive.
Yeah, because I guess we all know what they do is amazing, and it's something that we've always kind of appreciated. But yeah, you've had to kind of get into the headspace. Yeah. I guess that must, like you said, that kind of respect for what they do must be so heightened when you've had to embody a character like that.
Yeah, and not just only through character and just like an actor going into their character, but just only because I've only done, a 1/10 of what they go through, but just the first 10% of the training I've done, and just the amount of equipment that we're just going in when it's real smoke and real fire is just really, really impressive. And also when you meet most of those guys and women, they're so calm. Most of the best rescue people, they're always like so grounded and calm, and that was something I brought into this character, that is not like an action guy. It's more like, he's more like a calm guy who's at ease with himself. So yeah, that was a good thing to take along.
I mean, because I was watching, because I'm a big fan of sort of Scandinavian cinema, but looking at Norwegian films of late, I mean, obviously there's The Wave and The Tunnel, Kon-Tiki and The Quake. There seems to be this kind of series of really high profile, very ambitious genre movies coming out of Norway at the moment. Is it a film industry with really big ideas? Do you feel like it's, because I mean, a lot of these movies, they wouldn't feel out of place, you know, on the kind of Hollywood budget. So does it feel, as part of the Norwegian film industry yourself, does it feel like it's a country, yeah, with quite big ideas of where they want to go and the sort of content they want to produce?
Yeah, I think it feels like Norway, you know, Scandinavia for the past years have been like a rising of a movie, you know, and Denmark and Sweden has kind of always been a bit ahead of us, but now the past years, Norway, we're feeling that we're in the lead right now. Sometimes it feels, especially in some kind of movies. But I don't know why, but these are the movies that come out. Of course, we do a lot of other movies here. Yeah, so it's not like these are examples of Norwegian movie industry right now, I think, but of course, The Wave and The Quake is it's the same as The Tunnel, the same genre. But yeah, yeah, it's just it's a bigger variety inside Scandinavia than maybe what comes out to the US.
You mentioned obviously being ahead of Sweden and Denmark. Is there, because obviously Scandinavia is because I've sort of seen many an actor from Scandinavia. I was going to say, yeah, is there a kind of healthy competition amongst the nations?
Yes,
there?
Yeah. It is. Absolutely, and a healthy. And I mean, we're really always, if we go out of Scandinavia, we're the best of brothers, you know. If I meet Swede in America, it's always big hugs. But when we're home, oh, we're but there's a competition. But I mean, Norway is the little. There's no doubt if you ask anyone, Norway is the little brother. Will always be.
Because I mean, in many nations, you know, when actors are successful, they often have to face questions from journalists like myself, which is often saying things like, will you go to America or will you make movies in the UK? But given the strength of films in Scandinavia, is that desire or pressure to go abroad and make movies kind of less important, such as the kind of the strength of the career you could feasibly have just if you just remain on home soil?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it has been just my small career that I've done in the US has been fantastic. It's just been so much fun and just this fantastic experience for me to be a part of, you know, everything from Vikings to the smaller parts I've done in different movies. It's just been just a dream come true to be able to travel and be a part of these projects. But when it comes to, you know, the artistic and the work, I feel that when it comes to the work, at the moment, I work as much on big projects back home. But I mean, the adventure and the fun of it has evolved a lot for me when I've been able to travel abroad.
So on a kind of speaking on a global scale, how much do you think you owe to Vikings? So I guess that's the character that really thrust you into the limelight kind of across the world in many ways. And I'm assuming that's probably the character you still, or the role you still get recognized for most.
Yeah, except in Norway, but of course abroad, and that was, yeah, without that character, I would still be back here in Norway working. And yeah, that's for me internationally, that was it. And that's, you know, it's like it's luck But then so that was a big break for me.
And I know you've directed on stage. I just wondered if you've ever thought about trying your hand at directing for screen, if that's an ambition that you harbour.
Yeah, I have. I'm actually at the moment writing on a project now that we hopefully will have green lighted soon, and I will direct that series, like a short series. But that's because I've always also written it together with two authors. But I know there's a few actors who like their end goal is to be a director, but for me that hasn't. I find it too much fun to be an actor, so it's not like my end goal is to be a director. That would be something I do on the side because it's an expansion of my art and my craft. So, but of course I would love to do that too if possible.
Talking of expansions to your arts on the side, obviously you've got your music career as well.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, is that because I mean, obviously you know, not that you ever have to be one thing, but do you consider yourself, you know, an actor with music on the side, or is it always as much a part of your output and your life as your acting is?
Oh, it's absolutely like a side project, and it's been something that I've kept a bit secret, you know, that side of me. But now, since I've been working with such great musicians, and the producer of this last album is called Scar, is the only non-American artist ever nominated in the R&B category. Jarl Bord produced this last album, so and great jazz musician. So it's been like, for me, suddenly this whole world just opened up where I could expand into the music industry and be a part of that. And but it's not like it's a very what do you call it when it's not commercial? It's very, we say it's narrow, but that's not the.
Not narrow, no. Well, I was going to say uncommercial, but I don't even know if that's a word. Yeah, no, but I know what you mean.
In Norway, we would say it's a very narrow project.
Okay.
Well, when it's, you know, it's for those it won't. It's not for the masses.
Maybe we say
so. I know that's and I think.
I'd say we probably call that niche here. We call
yeah, it's a niche project. Yeah, that's what it is. So and I think and that's why I'm comfortable with it too, because it's not like I'm trying to break through as a musician. It's more like an expansion of me, you know, using my acting abilities and putting in as someone who's putting the words out through music instead of an acting. No, but I'm really proud of the album. It's called Scar. So if there's if people watching the tunnel in the US want to check out the album Scar, this niche project, I would be really happy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, my final question really was, you know, you've got the stage work, and now you're sort of making lots of stuff in film and TV, but then there is the music, there's writing, directing. I mean, have you had this kind of creative spark ever since you were a child? Is it did you just know from a very young age that you were going to want to go into the arts and be someone that creates as a profession?
No, actually, I come from a family where the arts that was not an option. So I didn't. That was not in my mind at all. But then because I went to a school close to one of these TV channels they came to my school and picked out kids to come to this audition. And so to come to this audition, and I got this first job at 13. And then I've never, you know, almost not any been to the theater, but I got that job. And then, you know, the ball started rolling, and yeah, so I came into it and suddenly found out, okay, this is something that I actually can do. And yeah.
Did you have just lastly before I do go, did you have a backup career in mind if you weren't doing a creative stuff? Was there anything else that you were interested in?
Oh, I've told some people the story about my grandmother was this mater familias, you know, she was the head of the family, and I applied to an acting school when I was like 19, and I didn't get into this school because it was really hard to get into. And when I didn't get into that school, she said at this family dinner party, she said, you know, I know that you're a bit sad that you didn't get into this school, but you should know the rest of the family, we're very happy. And now you can continue studying at the university.
Yeah.
So I actually saw myself going into like an engineer kind of career, but I don't think I would have been a good engineer. I can't imagine I would ever be happy in that profession.
But the good thing is about being an actor is you can be an engineer on screen in a character. So there we go. Yeah.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck with the release in the US with the
Thank
tunnel.
you.
It's a great movie. I hope it gets seen by as many people as possible. Cool. And
thank you so much for talking to me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey